día la radio, seguro que la vuelvo a oír. Por el cielo busco mi estrella, a la luna quiero subir, voy desde...
From the stage to the stump, Latin Grammy Award winner Bobby Pulido is hoping to hit the right note for Democrats in Texas. He has launched a bid for the 15th congressional district in that state. He's looking to flip it. Republicans actually won it back in 2022 and then again in 2024. And after the Democrats had had it for almost 120 years. That district also voted for Trump by 18% in last year's election. And Hispanic voters dominate the region. Pulido is a household name for Tejanos, hopes to be the familiar face and voice to get that control back, and he joins us now. Bobby Pulido, thanks so much for waking up for us.
Thank you very much. The song that was playing in the background is Desvelado, which is sleepless, and that's kind of me right now.
Yeah,
Good morning.
We should say you're on the tail end of the tour. We were just talking with a former Ohio lawmaker about why so many Republicans are hitting the exits. Why would you want to run for Congress?
Because we need a voice. The truth of the matter is that down here, the district is almost 80% Hispanic. And I'll tell you, down here in the Rio Grande Valley, people here don't consider themselves poor. They consider themselves broke. We're actually very aspirational people. And right now what's happening is not, it's really affecting a lot of small business owners and a lot of families that are living in fear down here. And we don't deserve that.
Now, there are a lot of people who have been looking at where the Latino vote went in South Texas, okay? And there were a lot of Latino supporters for Trump. And they were dissatisfied with the economy. They were dissatisfied with the immigration policies from before. Do they have buyer's remorse?
Sure.
Do you think there's some new way for you to appeal to them that Democrats were not doing before?
I think so. You know, the people here always wanted border security, but they also want immigration policies that actually work. And that's been the clamor. That's what they want. Just fix the immigration system. The border situation will get better if you fix immigration. And so it just feels like as Hispanics and Tejanos, I really say more than Latinos, we're Tejanos. That's how we consider ourselves. You know, the truth of the matter is that we just want them to stop using us as a political football, because that's what's happened, right? Just both sides have not really made it a concerted effort to fix the immigration. And I know that, you know, Senator James Lankford actually proposed a really good one that then President Trump killed in the last year before the election. We're tired of that. Let's just fix the system. It's not, you know, the people here just want an opportunity to work. Most of our small business owners down here are Latinos. Mm-hmm. And they're having problems right now because they can't find a workforce, especially the building community. The builder community has been hit really, really bad by these ICE raids, and they can't field crews. You know, and the bank doesn't really want to work with, they're not going to work with you with that note that you have. And if you can't finish your project, it really hurting our economy down here.
One of the things that happened in the last election is people were talking about backlash to progressive policy language. So the debate over trans rights is a good example. But in the Latino community, it was this conversation about the term Latinx. And there were a lot of young Latino activists who were like, this is the way to go. This is what we're going to be talking about. And it turned out there was a backlash to that. But let me play for you something from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who was talking about this debate.
There are some politicians, including Democratic politicians, that rail against the term Latinx. And they're like, this is so bad. This is so bad for the party, like blah, blah, blah. And like, it's almost as though it has not struck some of these folks that another person's identity is not about your reelection prospects. Like, this is not about you.
So this is from 2022. And since then, you have so many lawmakers who say, I won't use this term. I won't talk like this. Where do you stand on it? And why do you think it's a debate?
Well, I mean, I don't speak like that, and the people down here don't speak that way. And that's not anything offensive to her, but let's be honest, you know, New York is the East Coast, so is California, And maybe in those areas they do talk like that, but not down here. Nobody in their average everyday life speaks like that. That's just a fact. And it's not offensive to me, but I don't use that terminology. And I do think that a lot of people felt like there was a lot of change going on the language, and a lot of issues too, like oil and gas. My district is pretty much all oil and gas, and these are jobs that in many cases in these rural areas are the best paying jobs that people have seen in years. And so, I think you got to have a candidate that represents the district, and my district is very different than New York, extremely different. And I would never tell, Ocasio Cortez how to run over there. She runs the best way to represent her district, but here it's a little different, and I think that should be kind of respected.
Okay, Bobby Polito, thanks so much.